EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Frank, great golf course and great man behind it.
Oh, it certainly is. Anytime you get a chance to play the King's Golf Course in Arnold Palmer, that is a pleasure. Hosted the Arnold Palmer Invitational for so many years now and always produces a worthy champion.
Arnold Palmer bought it in the 1970s. Through the years, Frank, it wasn't unusual to see Arnold roaming the grounds, hitting golf balls, playing in that regular game. They call it the shootout. He's still pretty competitive.
Oh, he is, that's for sure. Yeah, he'll sneak out there, do a little bit of practice beforehand. He does not like to hand over his $20 note.
It's a tough golf course, Frank, with a really exciting finishing stretch.
There's enough water there to tempt the faintest of hearts, that's for sure, and also steal a dozen or so golf balls.
And it's been the scene of some really incredible moments. I think back to Robert Gomez as a rookie holding out with a 7-iron on the final hole to beat Greg Norman.
Yeah, Matt Every won in 2014. Of course, Tiger Woods has literally owned this golf course, winning 8 times. And, of course, the last of which was in 2013. It's fine.
Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, is normally very thick. Avoid the 2 bunkers, lots of contours and undulations around this green.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
So after the layup, Frank, here at the par 5 12th, hit shot here, try to make birdie.
Yeah, just use the contours of this green. You can actually get to this flag a lot of different ways. Using one of the mounds, there's nothing wrong with that.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Our featured golfer has made it to the 13th hole. Let's pick up the action right there. Frank, our featured player, putting together an excellent round so far.
When you look at the score at the end of the week, Rich, this round actually just might make his tournament.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Frank, one of the things I like about Bay Hill is it requires you to hit clean, strong golf shots. And here's another case at the par 3 14th. It's more than 200 yards.
Another one, really, you've just got to play it through the air. You can't play this like an Open Championship run-up par 3. Must fly it onto the green.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That's a good birdie right there. And to 4 under par for the championship. So, one round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports and Golf Channel on NBC. Pleased as always to be at the house that the King built, Arnold Palmer, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida.
A golf course that's produced many a great champion. Tiger Woods has won it a whopping 8 times. Ernie Els has won it twice. This is a place that tests the best in the game.
Frank, talk to us about the 6th hole.
I don't want to. It's too difficult.
Why not?
It's too hard. It's too difficult. John Daly made 18.
But that's not such a bad score. If you break it down, that's
Break it down for one hole. It
3
broke him
pars
down.
and an eagle.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, this is still a mind blower to me. Tiger won the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill 4 times in a row from 2000 to 03. You played the game at the highest level. How hard is that?
It's almost unimaginable to Rich because, Bay Hill changes each and every year when they have the tournament. But there was always also the look of resignation of the other players. There's never really been a golf course that really suits Tiger Woods any better. He hits the ball a long way. He hits it high. Greens are firm and fast. It's just built for him. And not only has he won it 4 times in a row, it's 8 total now.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. All right, Frank, you've played it safe. Now you have that 3rd shot. What's the best way to get to that hole location and make the birdie?
The angle of the green really does favour the layup shot because at least you're hitting across the length of the green, but it's a little bit like that 3rd hole, a very narrow green. So once again, that wedge shot has to be very precise.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Can't wait to write those on the card. 1 below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Moving on now, Frank, we're at the par 3 7th hole. What's the challenge here?
Really, the high ball hitters have an advantage here. Just try and carry it in the middle of the green.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Getting ready to tee off now at the 8th, and Frank, this hole has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, even though it's a pretty hole, Rich, it's a fairway you must hit because that second shot here is one of the toughest on the golf course.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be, what, 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now. 9 under for the tournament. Final hole now of the front side. It's a 474-yard par 4. And Frank, you've played it before. What works best here?
Well, ideally a nice little draw off the tee. But the hole's quite weird because the tee shot shapes to the left and yet the green goes the other way. Ah, nice.
Looks good.
There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
All right, partner, break down this approach shot here at the par 4 9th.
What you're looking at is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, Rich, so it gives you a chance to be perhaps a little more aggressive than what you would normally think on a par 4 that's just a little under 500 yards.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is how it's done, right there. What an approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Frank, what a turn of events here.
You're absolutely right, Rich. This round started off completely on the wrong foot, but he's managed to somehow keep his composure and turn this round completely in the other direction.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
A beautiful, soft touch out of the bunker. That's Mickelson-esque. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Another good par. Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. The house that Mr. Palmer built, Bay Hill Club and Lodge, nestled in the heart of Orlando, Florida. This course plays host to one of the great tournaments on the PGA Tour schedule, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo here today, bringing you all the action from today's round at Bay Hill. Frank, the 15th, kind of a fun golf hole if you can curve your ball. I mean, that's a huge dogleg to the right, isn't it?
It's much easier if you're a right-hander if you cut it down here. If you don't cut it, then make sure you don't run out down that left side. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of this green. It's also the flattest section of the green. Not too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Is this a good risk-reward par 5?
It's more about the second shot here. It's probably the most demanding second shot on the golf course.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up. This looks like it's going to find the target. He's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. From about 8 feet. Wow, and with that eagle, Frank, now only 2 shots back.
All of a sudden put the name back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Always like this par 3, Frank. Par 3 17th. Let me amend that. I like watching the best in the world play it because it can be daunting, especially with the pressure ratcheted up.
When they have the tournament on, this green is brick hard. A little bit downhill. That's about the only advantage you get.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
Well, it shouldn't be a problem, you think, cleaning up here for par.
He's putting for par now.
Well, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, a chance now to make an imprint here at one of the famous courses on tour, Bay Hill, the final hole. This is where Tiger has done it so many times, where Gomez holed out. What a great hole.
Well, the last hole of a great 3-hole stretch. If you've got through 16, somehow got through 17, you've still got one more hurdle.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. They par yesterday. This one for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Orlando Classic. One of the famous layouts on the PGA Tour, it's the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. This is the King's Palace. Arnold Palmer built it, Frank, in the 1970s.
And for so long, it has been the showcase for Orlando golf.
At the par 4 13th now, Frank, what's the key here?
Really avoid those three bunkers, Rich. You don't want a fairway bunker shot over water for your second shot.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close.
Getting set now over the putt.
Birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Go ahead and do that for birdie. Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dog leg here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You got to play to your strength.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 15?
Anytime the flag's on the front, Rich, it's basically green light special. When the flag starts to get pushed towards that back area of that green, it starts to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And that's where you've got to be a little careful.
That would be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
We've seen guys through the years blow the tournament right on this hole.
Yeah, if you get a little too greedy here, you try and make eagle. It's sometimes with a good tee shot, it's an easy 4, but a 3 brings 7 into play.
Strong wind here early in the round.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Second shot.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
That one is gone. OB. Now playing 4 after going OB on that previous shot. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
Pretty good shot right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par.
Frank, deep into a round. Par 3, 17th. Water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction. This one's going left, Rich.
Not knocking down the flagstick here, but looks as though it will find the green. On the green in regulation. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That's good work right there. Just a tap-in.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Good solid par right there. You know, Tiger was born on the same day as LeBron James, December 30th. And he's had his share of slam dunks, especially on the 18th hole here at Bay Hill.
Yeah, he's just a perfect fit for the golf course. You'd think every now and again he fears left, but he doesn't fear left at Bay Hill. We've seen his best golf over the years, over the last 15 or so years. To win there 8 times, nobody's come close to that. Ernie Els, one of the great players in the world, has won it twice.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
And he's made the green.
To win the Orlando Classic. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap.
Now, in this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead. Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing, and that was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the PGA Tour season finale. Well, it all comes down to this, the finale in the FedEx Cup playoffs, and a mere $10 million payout to the champion. Won in the past by Brandt Snedeker and Tiger Woods, Jim Furyk with the backwards ball cap in the rain, Bill Haas with that amazing up and down from the water, Henrik Stenson, and the red-hot Billy Horschel last year. They all took home the big prize in the FedEx Cup playoffs. It is, of course, steeped in history, designed by one of the game's all-time best architects, Donald Ross, and it was the boyhood home of one of the true legends of the sport, Bobby Jones. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Let's get right down to the action. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
Good contact, good result.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. Most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Now to the first par 3 here at the Tour Championship at East Lake. It is the second hole, 214 yards. And really, to score well at East Lake, players cannot afford to miss the green on the short side of the flagstick, and that's especially true right here. This par 3 plays a bit shorter than the yardage, but it is a must to put the ball on the green. That green slopes dramatically from back to front and from left to right, and is guarded by bunkers on both sides. Nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Frank, you can feel the momentum shifting.
You can. It might look tight at the top at the moment, but you definitely get the impression we're going to see a change in the lead very soon.
Beautiful birdie right there. Now to the third hole, and Frank, again, it is relatively short.
But well bunkered off the tee, Rich, so a decision to be made here. 2 bunkers down the left side. The one on the right doesn't really come into play, but it's a good line to hit it over the left-hand edge of that right bunker. Nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. 18-footer.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, that looked good to me. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not this time. Even par early on. And now back over to the fourth.
Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Key here on this second shot at the fourth, avoid those bunkers guarding the front corners of the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is a good position to be in for a player. Making birdies, making some moves.
We're starting to get the momentum, too, for the finish.
Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the PGA Tour season finale. Welcome to the permanent home of the Tour Championship, where the likes of Brandt Snedeker, Tiger Woods, Jim Furyk, Bill Haas, Henrik Stenson, and Billy Horschel took the title, and the $10 million prize that goes with the FedEx Cup. Designed by Donald Ross and played by the greatest players in the game. This is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo in the booth for EA Sports. Let's jump down to the action. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker.
Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right.
And getting ready for the putt.
Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
I mean, takes the wind right out of your sails.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. This case of anything that could go wrong, not just probably, it did.
Another short par 4 here at the Tour Championship. East Lake Golf Club with a FedEx Cup on the line. The 12th is only 391 yards. What do you make of this hole, Frank?
It's a nice little downhill par 4, Rich, going all the way back down towards East Lake itself. And another positional hole off the tee, leaving just a short iron in. But very deceptive green to read. It's actually fairly flat. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, really a great roster of past champions here at East Lake in the Tour Championship.
Yeah, I remember back in 1998 when Hal Sutton won. That's when we realized East Lake should be back on the rotor. You go all the way through to 2014 where Billy Horschel, he certainly wasn't the favorite for everybody in the field, but it showed you how important form was. To finish second at Deutsche Bank and then the win at the BMW and then the win at East Lake in the Tour Championship to take everything shows you why form at the right time is so important in this game.
Billy Horschel actually came into the FedEx Cup playoffs in 2014. I believe it was outside the top 60 in points, and then he caught fire and he put his hands around that FedEx Cup trophy and the $10 million bonus to go with it.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Really? This is that awkward length.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. This is a good driving hole. From the championship tee box, players will aim just to the right of those fairway bunkers. A left center fairway position is ideal. Right center workable, but it means dealing with the right greenside bunker on the approach. Like many others here at East Lake, the green is sloped from back to front. That's classic Donald Ross, making ball position on the green critical. Well, this is the kind of strong wind that will really test a player.